extent, I can see them winning this game. That said, I do think NoPing's draft looks superior. I think just how they played the last game was also like a little bit on a different level than what Unknown showed.
Okay, well, this is the last game of the series, guys. Winner quite literally takes all. We have NoPing, fresh from the major, looking to prove themselves as once again the top team in South America. But to get there, they must beat Unknown first. Unknown with a fresh new strong carry in Pakaz, freshly taken from Infamous. Can they do it? Can they be the dark horse that many people expect them to? Or will NoPing show their dominance once again? To find out, we're going to be narrate this time with actual audio. It's been confirmed we do have audio from AUI 2000 and 1437. Take it away for the last time today.
Well, thank you, Avo. I can't believe it, AUI. It's already the 5th game of the day. And I don't know. I've been watching some beautiful Dota. Like, it's been fun, hasn't it?
Yeah, no, the games have been really good. I think it's really showcased, as we were talking about before, I don't know if we're muted during this, that the DPC system has really set up a lot of, like, the formerly seen as weak regions to, like, grow and become really strong teams, and you have, like, all these teams coming in. Like, who would expect the team that sort of dumpstered the Season 2 at DPC to be challenged so heavy in these qualifiers, right? Even teams from the lower division took games off them.
Exactly. And I think one thing that DPC did for these regions is give them stability, a way to be able to practice with one another, play for something that's not also like, there's a purpose, but you want to practice so you get better, so you can get more rewards. I feel like DPC has done beautiful things, especially for this region.
Yeah, for sure. And do you know how this matchup goes? The Kunkka versus Batrider mid?
I think it's pretty favorite for the Batrider. What the Kunkka is gonna do is just like try to shove the lane out for the first few levels and then just go jungle. Like
Okay.
he will look to just make some stacks for himself because eventually the Batrider isn't gonna want to sit mid, constantly cast sticky napalm and hold the wave because he's gonna be very inefficient doing that. So once the Batrider gives up on trying to kill you and plays for his own farm, then the Kunkka can always go back there and clear the waves. So at the end of the day, I think the Kunkka is going to be completely fine. It is only bad if he ever messes up.
Yeah, although I will say, if Batrider ever farms in a lane, like that's when this hero becomes terrifying, right? I think at the Ana Major, like Batrider got picked a few times, and I was honestly sort of underwhelmed with how that hero did. I think like every game except a couple of Abbott games, he sort of lost his lane and he looked like a bit of a liability. But when you 24 pick this hero in a game like this versus 0 counters, he still has the potential to sort of destroy lineups and like change how the game's played.
I don't know. This Batrider pick was... I had a lot of games where I picked Batrider in really good situations and people have picked Batrider against me, and this is like one of those games, right? Like whenever I see Dusa, the first thing that comes to my mind, more than Nyx Assassin, even to counter Dusa, is actually Bat. Just because of like the all game long threat. Because Nyx counters Dusa late game. And in some ways, Dusa can still have potential to like run you over, but Batrider can counter you the entire game.
Okay. I think another thing that I really like about this Batrider pick is that it's not like one of these 24 picks where you pick Broodmother and it makes 0 sense with your lineup, right? Like, this is a good Batrider game with his team. You have the team fight coming out from Mars and Gyrocopter. You have single target burst coming out to kill whoever you lasso. It feels very nice and fluid to play.
It's also even scarier because of the Abaddon and the Aphotic Shield that you have to cover the bat. And there's like limited amount of disables on the side of Unknown as well.
Something I've noticed, HFN, he always starts with Quelling Blade, even on the range heroes. I really like it. I just watched a Jenkins video just talking about how it's the most efficient damage item even for range heroes, 6 damage for 130 gold. And it's just a nice pickup. It also makes it so that...
Matthew?
Oh.
Whoa. Wait, okay. Well, yeah, he's only got a Wind Lace, no boost, and he just got chased down by the position 5 Viper with the poison attack. He didn't want to click TP. Robo Z, he was holding his skill point. He could have used Torrent as well if that happened. And all of a sudden, Kunkka has first blood in the mid lane. So he's off to a great start. Bottom, we see Weesh just taking a beating from Panda Boo and the homing missile. How do you feel about this lane?
The bottom lane? I think...
Yep.
Oh, did they stack their stuns there? They stacked their stuns on Abaddon, which is a bit unfortunate. I mean, in my head, Gyrocopter's really strong in lane, but I think eventually the Centaur and Hoodwink should be able to pressure him. It depends a little bit on the first few waves. Right now, it looks like they're completely dumpstering them early, and I think that should translate into them winning the lane from Radiant.
There's a lot of kill potential available there. Plus, HFN with that Quelling Blade has cut majority of the trees in this area, so the level 1 Bushwhack will not be as potent. Top lane, we see Oscar right now taking a lot of damage from Prada, and Angel also coming in to help, ignoring the creep wave at the moment. Prada does have 2 Fairy Fires plus a Magic 6, so not too close to death as you would expect. Matthew coming right back in there. He's got a creep following them, so it's very annoying.
And Prada, he's really playing on the edge there. Like, the Mars was coming in, Matthew was about to stun him, but he knows his limits, and there's actually still a bounty rune in the Radiant Triangle there. He's going to
Prada
suicide
actually
here too, but...
Oh, it's going to give XP to Matthew here. Matthew's going to be very happy with that.
Ooh.
Half a level for him. And yeah, like you said, bounty rune still there. Maybe they're just giving that to the Bat Rider, who will pick that up later with his bottle. Refill. How's mid lane now? 9-3 to 8-1? Yeah?
Yeah, Batrad has an extra 3 creeps though, so he's a little bit more ahead than what it shows.
That's
And
true.
I think Batrider, honestly, this hero is normally so bad in lane versus any normal mid laner that you're really happy if it's like this. Like, I saw Batrider versus Storm at the Major, and the Storm was just annihilating him.
That's a pretty hard matchup though, right?
That is one of the harder
you can't-
matchups.
You can't actually dive into a Storm Spear. It's just going to constantly drop the Remnants. But so far, so good on all lanes. I feel like NoPing are just edging out by 2 or 3 last hits at the moment. Unknown are keeping up. Where do you think the first plays are going to come from?
I think this might be a little bit more like the Major, where we see a little bit more farm heavy in the lanes, just fighting for the CS. But I think Kunkka's gonna want to TP top and kill Mars with when he gets boat. I think that's probably his easiest kill.
Yeah, I only say that because game 1 and game 2, it felt like the action started from like the first minute. They didn't care much about last, just non-stop fighting, and this game you can see that the teams are more focused on getting what they need for themselves. And I mean, come on, it's game 3 TI qualifiers. You know, loser is done for. You're gonna have to wait till the next season. Tensions are real high, and that's something worth mentioning, right? I'm sure you've been in this position before.
Yeah, for sure. I think oftentimes when people watch Dota, it's really easy to like look at the scenarios in isolation and be like, oh, this is the silly mistake of players making. Top lane though. The Viper's going
yeah,
on.
you're just gonna TP out. No stuns there. They're gonna be okay.
He has to TP all the way to base though, so that's a lot of space made for Medusa. Anyways, as I was saying, I think it's really easy to like look at mistakes in isolation, and with the pressure, with like a lot of team cons and everything, like the game gets super complicated, and it's these types of games where you can really define like who are the real great players, you know? The ice in their veins. Like, for example, like, I know like Sumail, he never chokes at lands because he's just like always cold and chill and like collected, you know?
Exactly, and you'll see like who's the one performing and doing exactly what they need to do. The emotional players sometimes have the hardest time in these situations. Viper gonna get stunned up, chained by the spear, and he's pretty dead. And this is one of the weaknesses to Viper position 5. If you ever get caught out in the jungle against disables, you can get bursted. You're not that tanky of a hero, to be honest. Plus, he went for the Netatoxin level 2 over the corrosive skin. Bottom lane as well. Just some stuns coming out, but Pandaboo shield himself, start pressuring up Sacred. He does have that Ring of Health on the Centaur though, so he's got plenty of regen.
Oh, and he's rushing a Hood on Centaur instead of the usual Vanguard that we see. That's probably just because of he expects Gyrocopter to max the Rocket Barrage, but HFN, he's actually maxing Flat Cannon, just constantly spamming them down.
Stun HFN, just shield, harass going both ways here. I mean, this build also allows you to farm a little bit faster, right? If you got that max out Flat Cannon. Ooh, both heroes getting real low. Oh my goodness, Sacred. you look at HFN, he's giving respect to
Oh.
Wish there with the bushwhack. Panda Boo, oh, he fogged him. Aphotic
That was a
Shield
nice
does not do damage,
individual
right? In the
plays
fog.
there.
Yeah. Now
Man,
they're
that was
gonna
just
get
so
three
on
Aphotic
edge.
Shield.
Like HFN's manning up with like 10 HP, everyone's just super low. And honestly, I don't know if that death was
Look
that
at mid lane.
bad for
Robo Z. He's got 6 stacks of napalm, 7 now. Gonna get lassoed up and yeah, just right click down. Even though the Firefly did run out, does not matter because Matthew was there.
And he used Bo as well, so not only are they killing Kunkka, but they're sort of removing the play options from Dire. Kunkka is going to have to use his TP to get back mid, and he won't have Bo, so now it makes it so that like both silence are completely okay. You can sort of see a world where this play didn't happen, and Kunkka can TP to either silent, maybe get smoked and kill a core. It would have completely changed the game, similar to like the Dark Mago Kunkka where he killed Tidehunter game 1, right?
Yeah, game 2 as well, where you had Dark Mago Kunkka going to the Gyrocopters lane and killing him off as well. So there's no potential there for Robo Z at the moment to make a rotation. But he's doing very well for himself, even though he's had that death, 3,200 net worth. But a lot of that is thanks to the first blood he got at the start of the game from the Lion.
Honestly, I'm a bit surprised that he used both, but there was no like incoming TPs from any Dire heroes. Like maybe a breakdown in communication, but he went for a solo kill. And I'm pretty sure like Batrider, he has like range drop, he has fairy fire and everything. Like you're not gonna kill him alone. You need TPs to come in
hang
the
on.
bottom lane though.
HFN went a little too close to the trees, got bushwhacked, and TPing in too. There's a stun available. Panda Boo, he's already used the shield. It looks like Prada is continuing to right-click onto HFN. He got another shield in 1 more second. That will remove... Nope, not gonna be it. Nice stun there from Wish, the bushwhack, locking up Panda Boo. And they're gonna get a double kill. Very good rotation there from the Viper, but I would say a little bit of a misplay on HFN chasing so deep onto a hooded Centaur. I don't know why he did that to begin with.
To be honest, I think the play from HFN was not that bad, but Sacred actually made a huge outplay there. He animation cancelled his hoof stomp, so Abaddon used shield, expecting the hoof stomp to come out, and then he got stunned after it. That's the only reason why HFN died there. I mean, it's sort of low EV to go on Centaur like that. Like, I don't think he should have done it, but like that was a good play from Sacred. Like, nothing would have happened there if he just hits the stomp and get instantly shielded.
So you're saying that HFN, you know, he was just trying to bait some TPs out, and he knew that the Gyrocopter is there to back him up, but it just didn't work out because of the good play. Sacred, they're gonna use the Stampede going out to HFN. Here comes the bolt. It's right after the Aphotic Shield, so HFN has been stunned up and dead. Mr. Panda Boo just gonna try to walk away.
And that's a beautiful play. They've identified that HFN uses TP scroll back to the bottom lane. Instant play from Kunkka. He connects. Even though he couldn't make the play before because of, you know, the good play from NoPing, he sees his opportunity, and I mean, that's huge. Look at the net worth difference between Medusa and HFN. That
is huge. 1,400 at the moment. Is very similar to game number 2 with the Gyrocopter. And like you said, I feel like Gyrocopter, if he dies like that, he shouldn't even be going back to the bottom lane, as Unknown are looking for the angle to attack their Centaur. Without the Stampede, they're going on him with Dark Mago. Good TP from Dark Mago. Not even having to use a Flaming Lasso. That is huge. Getting the kill onto the 3 without using that big cooldown spell.
Yeah, that's the mark of the good Batrider players, right? They're always able to understand when they have to use Lasso or not.
And look at Matthew in this top side right now. He has a ward deep in this jungle. He's just following the Deuce around, leeching XP.
Bottom lane,
he's actually level 5. Oh, are they now? Yeah, Wish. He has no more scurries left. Dark Mago does have the Firefly now, so he should be able to find him. Yep, and gets another kill, and there it is. The Batrider coming into full effect, playing with the Abaddon. TPing mid now. They want the Dusa. They got the lasso ready. Oh, gets the Stone Gaze off first. Arena into a spear onto the Dusa. She's not getting hit by the Arena soldiers though, but HFN on the side here, trying to get the kill on the Angel, but oh my goodness, the Stampede actually gets him out of there. Oscar is the one who's going to take the fall. Was that the rum buff? That was the rum buff. Oh my goodness, that bolt was so clutch.
A huge wand.
Yeah. And that actually gets
he took
Angel
so much damage during that rum that he got solved up and it barely heals him because he was ticking down from rum. They're not done yet though. Oh no, they're still chasing.
He does have to borrow time if he wants to skill it up. He's not doing it right now. It looks like, oh, there it is. Nice, skills it up, pops it. Just buying a little bit of space here. Oh, what a
Good.
disaster right there for NoPing.
Good control by Weege there, not using the bushwhack. I think if he had used that, there's potentially an Abaddon ulti. Actually, I think maybe Kunkka still had X, but he could have like maybe OT'd and TP'd out there.
Yeah,
And
and
yeah,
look at
no, that
Angel right
play
now.
looks. Oh yeah, he's happy.
Dude, he's got the
I bet
possessed
someone else
mask.
is gonna buy him. Oh, he got a possessed mask. I was gonna say
Yeah,
someone's
he
gonna
just-
buy him a solve, but he doesn't
Yeah.
need to.
He doesn't need it. He just went back into the jungle after all that. He didn't even go back to base. Curtis.
That's
he just went
huge.
straight into the jungle with the possessed mask, got enough mana for one snake, got his mana back after the ancients, and just farming.
Bot lane though, Dark Mago, he has travels and oh, good bushwhack coming out. Gonna say that play looked really good from Radiant. Like they rotated everyone, but I gotta say, like I'm not too sure about not having 3 points in Rocket Barrage because I think Dusa would have been dead there. But it's hard to criticize that when it looked pretty good in the lane versus Centaur. We could just like keep flacking him and not get damage from Retaliate.
Yeah, especially with the Centaur going for that hood as well.
Yeah.
You would have been blowing a lot of mana for very little
know-
damage there.
Dusa has been farming the jungle. He farmed the ancient stack, but somehow Dark Mago is still keeping up in net worth until
He
that last
is.
cap. He was actually ahead of net worth,
Yeah.
even though he's been
it's,
running around and making plays.
I think it's the 3 kills, right, that he's had. It's been very
sure,
high
yeah.
value. And every time you use a Firefly, he's not only getting kills with it, but also finishing off the creep waves. Like, all his rotations at the moment have been, for lack of better words, high value.
Yeah, he's just been ultra efficient with his plays. And, you know, he's gotten 3 kills. I think he's only had to use 1 lasso. Sometimes the value of some of these big spells is that your opponent just knows you have them. I mean, he used the second lasso on Dusa mid there, and it was just like 20 HP off killing him. But they have to sort of play more scared once they know that the spell's off cooldown.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you, what was it that stopped the Dusa from getting hit to the wall? Was that
Yo, I
a
was gonna
flame break?
ask you that. I actually don't know what. I think it had to be, right?
I
Because
think so.
She got speared and just standing, but the wall wasn't hitting her.
Exactly.
And like as a
'cause-
result, like she didn't
yeah,
die.
because that's majority of the damage when you're using the Mars combo. I didn't notice exactly what it was, but I believe it was a flame break. Something disjointed the spear, and it
Yeah,
felt
I
really
wasn't
bad
sure
for Unknown.
either.
And we're only talking about this because a Dusa kill in that position is huge, because that allows your carry gyrocopter to catch back up and a little bit more space for NoPing to maybe even make another aggressive move. As you saw, Angel, he was very low, but he never stopped farming. He just went straight back into the jungle. And he hasn't left, by the way. He's just,
Yeah,
this
no.
is like the same Dusa that got to like 1% health.
It's crazy how much value this possessed
this
mask
smoke.
has given him this game, right?
Yeah.
Like any other neutral item, you have to go walk back at 200 MS or whatever slow boost speed Deuce is and heal. But oh, smoke here coming out.
Arena onto Angel. Angel not able to get that stone gaze off. Here comes the bow in a moment. Still plenty of mana onto the Dusa. That means Oscar is going to be the one taking the fall. And they're going to have to get the hell out of there as Gyrocopter is farming top side. Oh man, NoPing making the smoke way towards bottom, but it was an absolute disaster for them. And Unknown are on the offensive now.
Just a really good read from Unknown, right? Like they knew
Yeah.
about that smoke. I'm not too sure if their ward mid spotted it out, but they were ready. They had all their heroes camp behind Dusa. You know, she was behind some trees in a good position, and yeah, just a really good reaction from them there. Haste Rune on Dark Mago though. I think this might be their next opening.
They also have that BKB in about a minute.
Ooh,
I
smoke
wonder if they're
from
gonna
Unknown.
wait for.
They're going
They
straight for HFN. They're gonna
Okay,
get
this is a
him.
this is a big kill. This is absolutely huge. He doesn't have BKB or anything like that, so he just gets X mark, torrented. Don't even need the bow. You got plenty of heroes up here. HFN, man. What was he doing up there as Unknown? But here comes the lasso. RoboZ just gonna be able to TP out. There's no more stuns left. So that's a pretty big cooldown spell as well from NoPing going down. I don't know, Curtis. You know, you talked about players with ice in their veins, and NoPing seemed to be falling apart just a little bit right now.
Just for a little bit for sure. And I was thinking that Batrider had this haste rune, they're gonna have a great timing. But no, they don't sit back, you know, a little bit like NoPing in game 2. They're just going. They're like, they understand that sometimes the best way to prevent your enemy from making moves on you is just to make a move on them. And all of a sudden it messes up all their plans. Now you use the haste rune, use the lasso. In most situations, you see haste on Batrider, guaranteed kill / one team fight, right? Just the best rune on Batrider. Think of like the S4 rune days where you pick it up on Batrider and win the game. But
And
he
there's
got
no
nothing
real
off that.
saves for Unknown either that could have stopped it. I
Exactly,
guess
yeah.
the X mark from Kunkka maybe, but that means Kunkka needs to be beside the hero that gets lassoed.
Yeah, for sure. And they're still going.
Torrented. X mark Torrented. Sacred going in, putting his body right in front with that Vanguard and the Hood. They're also using the Stampede. And Oscar, he just can't move. He is super dead there. Dark Mago with his BKB, he pops that. He's got a lot of napalms on this Viper, but doesn't look like he can stick around too long. That Kunkka bolt buff, so nice. X-Mark now onto Panda Blue as well.
Oh my god.
Borrow time, 3 seconds left. And he's dead.
Sorry, Prada was... He had like 5 HP, and he was walking around the Firefly like he was tempting himself to go in.
Yeah, that would have been very bad. And he doesn't even have a single point in Corrosive
Yeah,
skin.
no, this is... I was just gonna mention it. Like, this is a beast build. Part of the reason why they were able to kill that Mars, like, he has Hood and everything. He stood in a full Nether Toxin. That is a lot of damage coming out from the Viper. I think it's part of the reason, like, we've seen this hero so highly valued as a 5 position, specifically in the SA region. Like, you do so much damage, you do so much as a 5, even without any other items.
Yeah, and you can get farm too just by dropping that like on a wave and running away. It's like kind of ghost pushing real quick, and you're gonna get lots of farm. So it's a 5 that can find himself with a few items in the game.
Honestly, I'm feeling really scared for NoPing here. I mean, Dark Mago, he had a good early
Me
game,
too, buddy.
but a couple
That's
of good
two of
moves
us.
from Unknown, and like they've really turned it around. They have their Blink Dagger on Centaur coming out on the Courier. They have a huge time. SY finish on Dusa. They're really strong right now.
Like, it feels the ease of execution is on the side of Unknown.
For sure.
Dusa is just farming, and as long as Unknown just play around the fact that Dusa is gonna get 6-slotted eventually and she will carry you, Unknown just do the correct moves. Like, get whatever kills they can, just push out lanes and protect her. And you know, we talked about how Batrider was okay, he's gonna get blink stunned on, and they also throw out the sharpshooter before the BKB comes up, but it's not gonna be enough, only brought to half health. They do have the Stampede if they need to disengage from this on Unknown, so they're gonna move forward right now as NoPing are actually walking away from this fight. Arena comes out from Oscar, a defensive one actually, and blink forward from the Centaur, slow on to Mars, also getting X marked. It looks like Oscar is the victim every single time. Very sad for him. Man, it feels like NoPing are just constantly running away from every engagement, and that's the thing that you hate to see if you're playing in these games, Curtis.
Yeah, especially if you're playing an aggressive carry like Gyrocopter, right? Like, you want to be able to come to this fight. You want to be able to clean up. This is how you're going to outscale a Dusa. But instead, we see, like, Unknown, they just have so much magical damage. The synergy in their lineup is insane. Just this one poison attack from Viper, they chain it into, you know, some Hoodwink ulti, a boat, and it amplifies the damage just enough to, like, sort of push through the tankiness on NoPing's side.
Yep, and they're TPing back to the mid lane, while Unknown are just sitting under their ward. NoPing just don't feel like they got any real moves at the moment.
And I like
Dark
this.
Mago.
Weege almost has a Solar Crest. He's just going to amp up his Dusa, who's been free farming this entire game.
This is kind of what we saw from Jinku as well whenever he played Hoodwink. Just like Veil, Solar Crest kind of builds, help your teammates out. Centaur gonna, yeah. And they're gonna D-ward first here. Batrider in the back. He did get Viper Strike though, so it's a little bit slow. Angel also gonna pop the Stone Gaze as he gets lassoed. I'm not sure if that's the best lasso target, but there's a lot of stacks of napalm on this Dusa. Uh-oh, Dark Mago stunned up after the BKB. Gonna die here. Viper also gonna take a fall. Batrider buying back. They want this fight. This is the fight that NoPing needs badly. That cleave gonna do a lot of damage to NoPing's heroes. Dusa, the napalms are starting to stack up once again, but Dark Mago without that Firefly, not able to do too much damage, and now it's gonna be up. Angel Automata has 16 sticks. He's gonna be able to click that. Oh, no Snake Mana quite yet, but it doesn't matter. Gyrocopter is dead. Mars gonna take a fall too, and they're just actually running out of resource on the side of NoPing. But as the Dusa falls, Dark Mago, he feels a little bit confident with Panda Boo covering him. And Weege also gonna retreat from there. I'm actually not sure who came out ahead in that team fight, Curtis.
I think, yeah, I was trying to think about it too. I think overall that was good for Team Unknown. I think I mean, the thing is, Batrider got really good kills, and his net worth is still high. But the one thing is, like, HFN, he's just never had real time to farm his way back into this game. And they
Right.
had to spend, like, using a buyback on your mid hero is really big. Like, they use 2 buybacks, and if you think about the map right now, the next objective is going to be Roshan. So that means that Dire now have an extra buyback on, like, a Kunkka or a Viper that isn't available for NoPing, and they might be able to secure the objective just because of that.
And it's like Unknown's hero who did buy back, he actually died again too, so his long death timer is gone. Whereas in the next fight, if NoPing, like Dark Mago falls, it's gonna be really bad because he's gone for
Oh
like
yeah,
what,
he's gonna be
70
dead
seconds
forever.
or
That's a good
something like
point.
that. And on top of that, if Batrider did not buy back there, which is like their highest net worth hero and the strongest hero, Unknown were gonna destroy that team fight. It wouldn't have even been close.
Yeah, no, that was a good buyback for sure. It's just NoPing are in a situation where you sort of have to play like that in order to come back into the game, right? Like I thought that buyback was really good. Honestly, he used the glyph so he
Agreed.
could travel into the fight. It looked really
Yep.
scary. But as you mentioned, team fight, like he just didn't have Firefly up. If he had Firefly up there, that's like a 5-0 or like 5-for-1 or something. Like they'll just destroy the fight. And I could really see what you meant by like Batrider versus Dusa. Dusa pops Stone Gaze, and you lasso her and pull her away, so her Stone Gaze is completely nullified. However, Dark Mago, he makes a small micro mistake where after nullifying that Dusa, he turns around, gets stoned for the rest of his BKB, and they take him down sort of for free on the side.
Exactly, and those are the little mistakes that are gonna cost NoPing a little bit more than they would have thought. I will say the one, like we said, the Batrider was gonna have a good game. He is having an excellent game. He's doing everything he could possibly can. It's just like you said earlier, HFN, man. Like what's the item that's gonna help him get back into this game? It feels like he can't catch a break.
I think he pretty much has to commit to a BKB, and they have to win this game by outfighting their opponent. It's not an easy way to play Dota, but honestly, I don't think he has the potential to sort of split push around the map, right? There's a Kunkka to catch him, the Blink Centaur, even the stupid little furry is good at catching people, just setting up in the trees.
Stupid little furry.
Yeah, I hate that hero. This is so annoying.
He really is such a difficult hero to bring down. It's so tough for Jarcopter, and I can't help but feel like game 2, game 3, it's felt quite underwhelming.
Something that just happened that I really like is that both the carries are dead, but you're stacking inches for them. So they're basically getting farm even while being dead. You know, if there's a final zone, they probably would have told their stupid support to put in stash so they could take it while they're dead too. And
Lol?
I also want to
Would
know
you have done that?
No, I would never do that. So supports matter, you know. They're very important.
Supports lives matter.
And they also have the Grove Bow on Medusa, which compounds with this Viper poison attack. Oh, he actually does have a Final Zone on Viper. And that's just a lot of magical damage coming out from the unknown side. You were talking about how
be real good.
Jin Q, he goes for that Veil on Hoodwink. I actually, like in my head, I really like the Solar Crest. But I would have liked to see the Veil even more, just because I look at their lineup and there's just so much magical damage coming out. I think that could be a really value item.
Especially on the X mark, right? Like a hero gets X mark, you drop the Veil on them, and all of a sudden you got so much more burst, amplifies your sharpshooter as well, like all your teammates damage. It's a very good reason why he likes that build.
The one thing is there is the Abaddon shield, but I think you can just be patient with it, or like time it, right? Like if you use it right before the boat, like that's enough impact. You're getting some 1500 gold item that's probably ending up doing more damage than a Dagon.
It can hit multiple heroes too, so Abaddon can't really
that's a good point.
remove it off everyone, which is nice. And I see a lot of stacks in the jungle. I like it. I like it. No, they're unknown during this downtime. They're just focusing on more farm for the Dusa. Oh yeah, nice solo kill. He did use the lasso, the top side Pandaboo. It looks like he's gonna get caught out here. Meanwhile, Oscar taking the mid tower, also shoving the lane real quick. He has a blink dagger, gonna get out of that. So very good play there on Oscar's side. NoPing, they're gonna like what the last 30 seconds have given to them.
That was a beast play from Oscar, honestly.
Yeah.
Like he's the least farm core in the map, and he just walks up and hits the mid tower to death because he just has information, right? Like someone died bottom, he sees some heroes in the jungle, he understands that he has a blink dagger, so if the centaur is showing, like no one else really has some instant damage on him.
And you need to do those plays, especially in these situations
You
where
do.
you're playing from behind. You know, you gotta do some risky stuff, but at the same time, if you get away with it, that's how you manage to
And
come back.
because of these risky plays, like they've caught up 2k gold. It's a huge deal.
Hmm.
Also, they spent the Abaddon buyback death that you were mentioning. This means that if Abaddon gets picked off, you know, there's less percentage that Unknown can just walk into Roshan with that Solar Crest and the Medusa and kill it.
Exactly. And now Abaddon is going to be back out live, and it looks like they're going to smoke up, especially if they don't see Unknown's heroes worried that they might be rushing. But Angel is constantly showing on these creep waves. I don't really like Unknown's position on the map right now because they're top side, but no one's pushing in mid. And this gives all the information to NoPing that they're all sitting up there. And this allows, as you can see, the Gyrocopter to invade into this triangle area, farm this up. Unknown now trying to smoke, realizing that their positioning isn't too good. Going across the map, trying to see if they can get a possible kill, and no one shows up, and they just go straight into the pit.
This is sort of cool. I mean, on both sides, it's very rare that... Oh, 1 second, they're going for this Abaddon.
NoPing, yeah. Photic shield used to remove the slow from the sharpshooter. Pandabu does have the borrow time, but he's buying so much time though. Borrow time, buying time, yeah. And this is gonna let NoPing just move their way back to the mid lane, possibly to contest this rush.
They need all their
Oh,
heroes to
Angel,
mid lane.
he's out of position. They're gonna get the Hex off. BKB, Angel, he's lost all his mana. Is he gonna get bursted down? He can't get out of the arena. Angel, he's actually gonna take a fall here. Mars also gonna die. Gyrocopter, with the remaining seconds of his BKB, gonna back off as he realizes he can't keep diving into Unknown, and they get the Dusa kill just like that. They lost the Lion and he bought out, but I think they're gonna be okay with it.
No, I think they're super happy with that, to be honest. Look at their net worth. All of a sudden, Medusa, who was having such a good game, they sort of walk all together top, and then they walk to Roshan. She hasn't hit a single crease. Meanwhile, HFN is clearing the enemy triangle, pushing out bot lane, and then Dusa dies. HFN is, once Dusa revives, he's going to be within like 1,000 gold of her, or even closer, maybe even net worth.
And this is,
You know,
from the Dusa just showing on top of that creep wave as the Abaddon died. Like, it all kind of adds up, right? Like how much time Pandabu was able to buy
Yeah,
there,
for sure.
allowing his teammates to get in position.
Ooh,
Oh,
bot lane,
RoboZ,
though.
Xmark, he
There's no
doesn't have a
BKB.
BKB on HFN. Yeah, this is a big problem here. Lion having to blink in, stuns the Viper, now gets a nice Hex onto the Centaur, so he can't get the stun off. Centaur's out of mana, it does have 15 stick charges. Viper gonna fall first. Sacred is in a little bit of trouble. HFN able to play around the Abaddon. Batrider in the back was zoning off the other heroes with the Firefly. And Unknown making a play without their Dusa. And it feels like they're starting to crumble a little bit. And Gyrocopter has completely caught up.
Yo, that Hex from Matthew, I think it just
So
won them
good.
the game. Like,
That
no
was
joke.
so
Like,
good.
he pre-hexed a Centaur. It wasn't even a pre-hex. He reacted to the Centaur coming in. Because it wasn't instantly on the blink, right? Like, he did it after Centaur blinked in. He hexed him in the middle of the animation. And I think Gyrocopter might have died there. It might have been a like huge play for Unknown. Like, the sneaky, oh, even though Deuce is dead, we're going to TP our heroes down there, get a sneaky pick off. One thing to note is that I'm not too sure how the other heroes influence it, but I know Gyrocopter in, like, the max slot versus max slot actually out-carries Medusa.
Oh,
He's just
okay.
he just uses items a bit better, and like the Aghanims is just a
Right.
better buff. So we could have something very like this game's looking very close all of a sudden.
It is, and I think the momentum is in NoPing's side after those last two team fights. Plus, they're going to be able to take over the top and mid air of the map. I feel like they're a lot better at controlling the macro movement versus Unknown. And this Roshan,
Do you think they're gonna get Roshan here? Like, do they have enough to kill it?
You know what? They do. They have the heals. They can bring HFM back up to full. They got
they're
the
even
curse
smoking
available. Yeah. Get there a
This
little bit
is really
faster.
smart.
30
Just-
seconds on Centaur.
And the illusion rune, you know, that's a little bit more damage.
Yep.
Something that's nice about Gyrocopter is he's really good at roshing because the Aghanim Scepter is basically like a perma DD. But his Rocket Barrage actually also does a lot of magical damage.
Wait, how much timer was left on that Viper, by the way? Wasn't it like single digits?
I'm pretty sure it's like 2 seconds or something.
Okay. Well, he just bought out, and it actually scares him off.
Yeah,
getting
if
back.
it stops a Roshan, it's worth it. And
Yeah.
HFN, he's a little bit too low on resources to keep spamming that rocket barrage, so they make like the sort of calm decision to not overcommit and lose the game at Roshan. As you said,
Yeah,
they have the
imagine-
momentum. They just really don't want to lose it now.
Exactly. Imagine getting kicked out of TI qualifiers because of one Roshan, right? And especially the first Roshan, for that matter. If you look at Unknown's lineup, like they can't really utilize the first Aegis as well as NoPing can. So they're not too worried about Unknown going in there and doing something. They believe in themselves to win another team fight later on.
Just a little bit of tension
Very
before
tense.
everyone wants to fight for this Roshan.
Yup.
They understand that this Roshan is the objective that will just decide this game. Or it feels like it at least.
Mars, X marked under the. This is Unknown's vision right here, and here it is. The Aphotic Shield gonna. Mars is actually using the board to tank majority of the damage. They're going to the backline. Medusa in the arena, but it looks like the Viper's gonna be the first one picked up. They're looking at Matthew 2 on the bottom side of the fight. RoboZ gonna be able to get rid of him. Dark Mago without a BKB, he's gonna be the next focus. Angel, 6 sticky charges, very slow, trying to get out of this fight. HFN with that BKB, gonna be able to delete him too. RoboZ is gonna be the next target. No BKB available for him as well. Oh no, Unknown. That buyback from the Batrider gonna allow NoPing to keep pushing forward and now going to the pit and secure this Aegis. They might just give it to the Batrider because he doesn't have buyback anymore. As I don't really think NoPing are gonna use this Aegis on Jaro to go to the high ground at this stage in the game.
I think they'll take on Gyrocopter just because it's an HFN team. You just want to buff this guy up as much as you can.
Yeah?
Like,
Yeah,
give
it
him
looks
the best
like-
game.
Right, he's moved his wand away. Are you not worried that Dark Mago did use his buyback in this last team fight? Or is there not sufficient catch on Unknown that can like kill him without him like baiting himself to buy back and come into the fight?
I feel like the percentage of Dark Mago getting bursted before he gets all his spells up this game is really low. Because he doesn't have to really frontline for his team. Like if you have this Aegis on Gyrocopter, you can always get like he has Blink BKB, right? And they don't have any real instant stuns on Unknown. So I like the Gyrocopter pickup. You're not going to go high ground, but I think you are going to want to kill all the tier 2s. And like Gyrocopter's the one who has to hit that. The way they can lose the fight is if Gyrocopter's hitting it statically, it just gets torrent everything bursted on him, you know, with something stopping the Abaddon. Or like the fight starts at half HP, something like that.
And looking back at the previous fight, I feel like NoPing were always in control of that because the Batrider had a buyback. And they were fighting right next to their tier 2s. I know the jump onto Oscar was nice, but the Abaddon was there to shield him up. Oh, and there it is. Wish gonna get picked off. And that's 50 seconds without our furry buddy. And NoPing. They might just run at mid tower.
Why do I always see the Hoodwink scoring for Hex? Isn't it like an expensive item for a 4 position to get?
It
like it was
really
the same
is.
at ESL Summer. Like I don't really understand it.
It really is, but they are lacking some disable, I suppose, in their draft.
Okay.
It kind of allows them to have this long stuns, right? Where you get the Hex off and then you go with the Acorn shot into Bushwhack.
I get it. Just feels a little bit like, you know, you played it in a pub and you can solo people because you have like Hex into Acorn shot, full charge ulti. I feel like they need more like team-oriented items. Like the Veil we mentioned before would help them out.
Whoa, Dark Mago.
He's on a journey there.
Yeah, there's a reveal, and he's dead. Yeah, he was looking to cut the next creep wave middle. But that does expose the 2 heroes of NoPing in the mid area, and they're buying a little bit more time for the Aegis to run out. Man,
Gyrocopter. Sir, go ahead.
I was gonna say how this game has turned around so quickly in favor of NoPing now, plus HFN catching right back up. I feel like he has put himself in a position, though, to come back into this game.
No, I think his decisions were super good. We can even see it. Even the early engagement where Deuce had lived with like 10 HP on that mid lane, he came to this fight. He knew his conditions to come back. When Medusa goes into the forbidden area going alone, like standing on the enemy mid-hill, they instantly were able to jump her with that BKB, and like all of a sudden the game dynamic completely changed from there. All of a sudden Gyrocopter's the one who's ahead, and I mean it's looking a little scary for Angel. He's like forced to go BKB on Medusa now.
He is,
Are
and
they catching him too? I think they caught him.
Oh, did they? Centaur, Lotus. Oh, they're chained up together. Oscar. Oh no, the spear doesn't work when the hero is lassoed, and there is the BKB. Gonna pop that on Angel. They're gonna try and turn it around. Going on to Matthew. Matthew is revealed here. That's a pretty big kill. Lots of disables being removed from the NoPing side. Oscar using his bulwark to tank majority of Dusa's damage. And then here comes the Bo buff. That's on top of the Dusa. She's very tanky. Sacred, though, gonna fall to HFN. Pandaboo, he doesn't have a borrowed time anymore. They're looking to kill him first, potentially. Nope, they're just gonna take out HFN. He does have the Aegis, and Batrider dies as well. He doesn't have a buyback. All of a sudden, HFN finds himself all alone here. It's a horrible fight for NoPing. He gets the kill on the Viper, though, before he dies. What just happened?
There was no buyback zone from Dire. They sort of overextended, I guess. It looked like a good catch, but, you know,
that Lotus. It was all that Lotus, right?
Yeah, the clutch Lotus. If they get the Lotus, they pull Medusa to the left, so Gyrocopter can come in. Guaranteed. This Medusa's dead, they win the game there. Like, this game's actually over, I think.
Yeah.
But Unknown, with the clutch plays, just all being able to rotate to that Medusa, they I don't know, that was... There's a thing that, sometimes I talk to players about, like, how they think Dota works, right? And something that I always hear that Tumba Man says is, like, even if the game's going bad, he always feels like you can clutch the situation.
Yeah.
And, like, what we just saw there was Unknown clutching this game, because this game was looking hard, in my opinion. And they just turned this team fight around, and now it's looking completely dominant for them.
It's just back and forth. I know Twitch Chat has some numbers for these kind of situations, but it's so funny. It's just like Unknown. They made some really good plays. That Lotus, it froze the Batrider in place, then the arena comes out, and I think Oscar doesn't know that the spear will not work if a hero is lasso. Like, you can't displace the lasso. It's
I
up
wonder
with,
if
like,
that's what
X-Mark
happened
or
on mid
something.
too. Is that what happened? No, it wasn't what happened on mid. The lasso's over. But to be fair, Medusa did have BKB, so he had to try to, like, chain it, you know, like, in his head. Because, like, if he doesn't use it, maybe Dusa just BKBs and it's the same result. But I mean, that would have been better for them, right?
That makes a lot of sense. And now he's got a full data list on this Dusa. He was actually looking to buy Satanic, so he has another Purge available against all the stickies. But
look what item he has.
What is it? Spider legs? Oh,
yeah, spider legs,
goodness.
so he can still get Satanic, even though he has all these 6-star items. And man, this Dusa, he has a split shot, uses modifiers. I think the most important thing about that fight, like, I mean, apart from it just completely destroying
the levels that he got.
Yeah, is that Dusa's level 25 now. This hero is terrifying at 25.
26, mind you. He just gets stronger and stronger and stronger.
Wait, Medusa at 15, he took the Mystic Snake cooldown? Is that normal?
That's kind of awkward. You normally get that if you have Aghanims.
Yeah, I've actually, even when they go Aghanims, I see don't take the attack speed because, you know, carry players. I think that might have been a misclick. If they win this game, I'm gonna ask.
It's very interesting. I mean, he is lacking quite a lot of DPS at the moment because of that, but that's okay. I mean, they've constantly put themselves in a position to win this game. I just this is crazy, man. I'm just thinking from NoPing's position, right? I know you've been like the big dog especially in NA for a very long time, and you play against like these underdogs. It's so scary when like you're about to lose. It's a close series.
It's honestly terrifying. Like, even in scrims, when you lose to someone you don't think you should lose to, like, it messes with your head.
Yeah.
Like, I've had captains, like, that I've coached, been like, guys, there's no way we're losing to these guys, as they lose to them. And then, like, you know, it puts everyone into, like, this bad mood, a little bit panicky, like, guys, why are we losing? Why are we losing? What do we do? And then you make, like, an overextension. And, yeah, I mean, that might have been what caused NoPing to sort of overextend our ball lane, but Unknown just with the perfect capitalization. Wait, what's happening bottom? These creeps walked all the way around the path that Batrider made?
It's the trees.
Like, they just walked around all the trees. What was the pathing there? I don't understand how that worked.
Listen, you don't question these things, okay? Curtis, you played this game long enough not to question those things. You just let it be. You're just like, yeah, there's creeps there. You just live with it.
I remember at certain points you could cut certain trees and it would change the entire creep pathing. Like, they would skip the tier 1 and everything. Dota. I
remember that.
Dota's some real clowny game, honestly.
But I love it though. You know, the people who find out about those things and like abuse it, it's like they deserve it, right?
True.
They definitely deserve it.
And I think Unknown, I think they're showing really good restraint right now. They're just sort of waiting for their next items and also for when Roshan respawns. And it's a relatively fast Roshan, only a minute 20 seconds.
And with how much items Angel has been able to get in the past like 5 minutes or ever since they won that team fight, like he can shred Roshan.
For sure.
There's
Also,
no problem. Yeah.
They're gonna be able to farm their tier 4 items off stealing the enemy's ancients. So when this Roshan does spawn, they might still be at a tier 4 item advantage. I think it's sort of understated how much these items like mean. I remember playing like pubs with Crit, right? And he'd be like, guys, I'm stacking camps, farm our tier 4 items, and then go fight. Or like our tier 2 items and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
It's a big deal.
It really is. That is so true. There's still games where I have cores who just don't get any items and I have to tell them to pick up items. That still happens. So yeah, so RoboZ, okay, he's going in. They're playing under NoPing's words. So Oscar going to make the first jump. They're going on to the Deuce. I'm not sure if that's the best target. Lion going to die in the middle of everything. Hoodwink, very low health though, but it looks like he's going to be okay. There's still a flame break on him. Lasso onto the backline, onto the Centaur here. And the Centaur trying to walk away. He's sticking napalmed up. HFN in the middle of everything. Angel using his stone gaze, trying to keep his Centaur alive. Not going to be enough. And the split shot going to kill off the Batrider as he focuses HFN. Pandaboo, he's the last one left alive in this fight now. No way. Curtis.
Oh, man.
Tell me. Is that it?
Sorry, go ahead. What were you saying?
No, is that it? Like, what do you think NoPing can do from this position? They just bought out with their position 1 and 2. They're literally 1 death away from calling GG. Roshan is alive. This Dusa feels untouchable in all these fights now.
Yeah, it's looking real rough. And I want to just talk a little bit about that fight before we talk about the rest of the game, because they got a 5-man Mars arena, but they just had no damage in it. And it was because RoboZ hit a random blind torrent on Abaddon and Gyrocopter. Like, just off to the side.
Wow. Okay.
And it slowed them down. So, normally what happens, you have a 5-man arena like that. You get the Gyrocopter, he ultis, flax, boom, Hoodwin's dead, Viper's dead, instantly. 2 heroes dead, this fight's going well. But one random torrent, because he tried to X Lion, right? He's like torrenting for vision, catches the enemy carry, and the game just completely snaps off that.
Yeah, I was wondering, where the hell is the damage? How did they not even delete the Hoodwink?
And like, how do you communicate that in the game? Like, you're like, okay, let's go. And Mars like, I'm jumping, and Gyrocopter's like, I'm torrented. Like, what? Like, you can't see anything,
feels so bad.
It just feels, yeah, it's hard.
And I feel like NoPing made the correct in making the jump first, right? You can't let the Centaur go in with a Blink Dagger or anything like that. Like, at least you make the jump first, you delete the supports, you can back off, re-engage once your cooldowns, your short cooldowns are back up again, and you can kind of stalk this BKB, Kunkka, and the Dusa, but you just didn't lose any heroes. And I think the bolt buff is also kind of nice there.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, when you're all grouped up as 5 in arena, I guess you're getting 5-man boated as well. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
Oh, X onto Gyrocopter mid.
So nice pullback from the Kunkka. HFN now have to use a BKB very early into this fight. Lotus onto the Dusa. And she gets pushed back down, and Angel's like, okay, thank you. I didn't really want to be up in there anyway. She also has that cold-blooded Aghanim Shard available, plus the Aegis. They're just looking to push some lanes out, keep NoPing in the base. They have a few more minutes before they really need to force the high ground on the side of Unknown.
Yeah, for sure.
But man, what a hold they have on this game.
When you're ahead like this, like, it should be always you getting to decide what fight you want to take, right? You never have to take a low percentage fight. Hey, we don't have Deuce ulti? Okay, let's wait for it. Our Deuce is missing 800 mana? Okay, we'll just chill and wait for it too. Because you control the map. You get to make all the real decisions here.
Angel, oh no! The Lion just using the mana drain, proccing the... Oh, Angel actually losing quite a bit of mana, but doesn't matter. The Snake, it goes out, comes back in. HFN still doesn't have a BKB though, but he was sitting in the front lines. RoboZ getting a little bit low. They're actually focusing HFN now. He's trying to get out of the arena so he can dodge all these attacks. He manages to move up, but does not matter. Gets pulled back in. He's dead. No buyback. Mars also takes a fall here. Dusa in the front line, just blocking off everyone from NoPing. Unknown. I think they've done it.
Wow, this is unbelievable.
Taking out NoPing.
NoPing were clear tournament favorites to qualify for TI, but it looks like they're just going down to this dark horse team. You know, they got a new carry in Pakaz, and they're just looking great here.
Hold on. Dark Mago, he's trying to do something right now. He's trying to drag the creeps away. They need to buy 90 seconds though. It's not going to be enough. The throne.
Oh, they had the
Just
Viper
dead.
Shard too. Oh man.
I'm in disbelief right now, Curtis. Dude, I can't. What? There goes everybody's prediction.
Yep.
I don't think
That's
anyone's gonna
Dota
get
Plus
6 out of
Shard
6 at this point.
Scabast. And it wasn't
My
like
goodness.
they sort of fluked it. They got out drafts or like anything like that. Like they legitimately